Hello and welcome to another Intro to Networking and Web Concepts tutorial. Here we're going to be looking at how you open a file that you have already saved using Notepad++ and probably saving a file under a different name, and also we're going to be looking at the structure of an HTML5 document. So let me first of all click File, Open, and this will going to take me to the location where I was last saving my file in the last tutorial. Under the examples folder I called it new 0. Now I would like to save it as under a different name, so I can click File, Save As, and the new name that I'm going to give to this file is First, and you can see that the Save As type is HTML, so I click Save and it's saved as first.html. Now we have learned how to open an existing file and how to save it under a different name. So our next point of concentration will going to be to look at the logical boundaries of HTML5. Now HTML5 is this concept which has been coming from the previous versions of HTML. It's called the semantic tags. The semantic tags are those tags that by their names you can tell their meaning. So what HTML4 did, that it had a tag called division. So every time you would want to create a division or a portion of a site, you will use the div tag. What HTML5 did different, it said, okay, web pages have so many designated areas. So instead of calling them all div and then controlling them with CSS, giving them IDs, is a lot of hassle. So let's give them some designated names. So it went about giving names to different areas of a page. Now these are all logical names. They have no physical effect as to whatsoever on the content as to how it gets displayed from HTML. But it's going to make your life a lot easier when you would like to control this content. So one of the areas is called the header, which is the header area. Of course, to the contrary to that, I mean, like just to the opposite of that, we'll have a footer, so which is towards the bottom. So we have a header region and we have a footer region. So examples such as a heading that I can put in the header region, like first page, and in the footer I can put things like 4000 West Avenue, Jasonville, NY. So just some hypothetical address. So what HTML5 also did here is that, okay, if you're putting in an address, I'm going to give you a tag called address. Now this is another thing that you have to do in this editor, since it all automatically puts a closing tag. You can simply cut and then paste the contents between the opening and closing tags. So these are two logical demarcations HTML5 does for header and footer. Now something else HTML5 does which doesn't apply very well to this particular site, but usually does if it is a multi-page site, so it's just a single page, is the nav tag. There is a designated nav tag to build your navigation. Similarly, the most of your contents of your page are put together in a special tag called section. If the section starts getting too large, the section can be divided up into articles. So you can have different articles. One article to talk about one area, another article to talk about another area. So let's say if the page is about your hobbies, you can probably list your outdoor activities in one article and your indoor activities in another article, things of that nature. So that could be done. And one more region, which is a logical region, is called a side. Now this is usually done as a side. Sometimes in certain websites you see side navigations, or you see side ads or banners, or anything that you want to go on the side, either left or right, some information that you want to have an emphasis on. So that's an A side section for it. So this is what HTML5 did to your web pages. It logically divided the page into these regions: header, nav, section, A side, and footer. And then the section is being divided into article in case the section starts getting too large. So that's basically what the skeleton of an HTML5 document looks like. Thank you for watching. Catch you in the next tutorial.